This is CBC Here and Now.
Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Chrissy Holmes with a shortened version of Here and Now this holiday week. We start tonight in Harbour Grace, where a young family lost their home on Boxing Day. The Canadian Red Cross is helping the family of three after fire damaged one side of a duplex they lived in. It happened around 6 o'clock last evening on Harvey Street. A couple and their 3-year-old son are now staying with relatives. The Red Cross is providing them with money to buy emergency items such as food, clothing, and other necessities. And a man is facing a string of charges after police say he refused to stop and almost slammed into a parked patrol vehicle. It happened around 11 a.m. on Boxing Day in the Goulds area of St. John's. Police officers were responding to a call when a black Honda Civic raced toward them. It looked like a vehicle the officers had just been told was involved in a nearby break-in. The driver was eventually pulled over and police recovered the stolen items. A 37-year-old is charged. And in Labrador, police have charged a man with impaired driving after he tested 2.5 times the legal limit. The RCMP in Hopedale received a number of calls yesterday morning about a suspected drunk driver. He was allegedly operating a snowmobile at the time. Police pulled over the 38-year-old a short time later. He was taken to the RCMP detachment and charged after he showed signs of being impaired and resisting arrest. Well, staying now with impaired driving, the number of people charged has stayed about the same over the past 2 years. That's according to statistics from the RCMP. Yet there is more to those numbers. Here and Now's Henrika Wilhelm has that story.
It's no secret drunk driving is illegal, but some people still do it.
Numbers of impaired driving for 2022, when I look at the numbers compared to 2021 or 2020, they're about the same.
In 2021, charges related to impaired driving were laid against 398 drivers. For the period from January 1st to December 14th, 2022, that number was 300. And the year is not over yet.
Usually around the Christmas season, we do see an increase in the number of impaired drivers who are arrested. And of course, this is a time of year when there's an increased number of social gatherings. Family is home from out of province. So it's just kind of a time of year when people get together and seem to increase their alcohol and sometimes drug use.
Of those 300 drivers, 235 were impaired by alcohol, 53 by drugs, and 12 by a combination.
Now, of course, we've seen cannabis legalized in the last number of years. So we have seen an increase in the number of cannabis-impaired drivers. There's a misconception that cannabis use does not impair your ability to drive.
Christie says the RCMP focuses on education and enforcement on the road to combat impaired driving.
I certainly don't want to knock on any doors over the holidays to tell a family that their loved one has died as the result of an impaired driver. I've had to do that too many times in my career, and I'm hoping I don't have to do it this Christmas season.
By now, we've all heard the advice: plan ahead, get a ride or a cab so everyone can get back home safely. Henrika Wilhelm, CBC News, St. John's.
Central Health has spent more than $4 million this year on private agency nurses. CBC News obtained that data between January and September of this year. And it comes as health authorities struggle with staffing and questions are being raised about who is taking care of your loved ones. Ariana Calland has that story.
As of November, Central Health said it had 62 travel nurses on site. 86 contracts had already been completed. Of the $4.2 million spent in the first 9 months of the year, $1.2 million was used on long-term care, a costly and now necessary part of the healthcare system. The use of private nurses skyrocketed across Canada in the last year as the healthcare system struggles to retain and recruit medical professionals. Now there are questions surrounding the service local health authorities have come to depend on. Central Health revealed last week that 43-year-old Lisa Driscoll was able to work 25 shifts at a Gander long-term care home despite not having a license. CBC News was able to find Driscoll's name on a list of known unlicensed nurses published in Ontario and has since learned Driscoll also goes by Lisa Strickland and was convicted in 2021 of criminal negligence causing death after her 4-year-old son was poisoned. Driscoll was hired by private agency Solution Staffing in Vancouver. Central Health says it's now reevaluating its relationship with the company.
We still have nurses who are with us from agencies. We have a number of different agencies that we work with. You know, we can guarantee that anybody who's in the system working with us right now on a contract is, following the correct process and is vetted and verified a second time by us. I can't speak to what will happen with the relationship with the current company that we're discussing.
The nurses' union warns that relying on agencies to solve the staffing crisis is a step toward privatization of healthcare. Health authorities across the province pay travel nurses double the salary of nurses on the public payroll. But with an ever-dwindling workforce, there's no end to travel nurses in sight. Ariana Kelland, CBC News, St. John's.
Meanwhile, CBC News contacted the agency's Solution Staffing, but we haven't heard back yet. Well, it's been 3 months since Fiona left a wake of devastation across Atlantic Canada. Since then, people have been rebuilding their lives. Chris O'Neill Yates has more.
A friendly game of darts is a temporary diversion from the anxiety of the past few months for the Savory family, now living with relatives since Fiona destroyed the home they built to retire in by the sea. All they managed to save from it, their 2 cats.
It's really hard when you go out somewhere and you see people living normally and doing normal things, and for us, nothing is normal.
Today, this is all that's left of their home. Like many people we spoke with, their insurance company denied them coverage, so they applied for government assistance, but it hasn't come yet.
He's full of fuel.
Austin Taylor had just finished a home renovation when the storm hit and flooded his basement with water mixed with oil. His home was condemned. His insurance company also denied his claim.
I paid it for 28 years. What am I getting back? Nothing.
Taylor has a 29-year-old daughter living with disabilities. She doesn't understand why she can't go home.
When she asks to go home, that's when it gets hard, because she knows this is not her home.
Still, Taylor is trying to make the holidays special for her.
She loves Christmas, and when it comes to Christmas, she got one favorite toy that she likes to have, and he's right there. It's called Mark the Moose.
Taylor doesn't know how much government compensation he'll get to rebuild or buy another home. For now, the family is renting, but only on a monthly basis.
It's a boiled dark fruit cake.
Normally, Dorothy Bragg would be baking cakes in her own kitchen for the holidays. She and her husband moved in with their daughter a 2-hour drive away.
It's just been very hard days, And I'll say to my husband, what will we do? What are we going to do? And well, he doesn't know any more than I do. And it's been difficult.
Bragg had noticed the effects of climate change long before Fiona struck.
The last year, I packed 4 times to leave our house. The sea was so high. The winds were howling, and people would laugh and say, no, I packed again last night, because I was scared that the seas were going to come up and wash us away.
We have the possibility of about 300 land lots in here.
The mayor says up to 300 new homes could be built in this new subdivision. That means replacing homes that took a lifetime to build, but lost in minutes to the sea. Chris O'Neill Yates, CBC News, Port aux Basques.
It's looking like a cool and breezy night coming up right across the board. For St. John's this evening, increasing cloud overnight, a chance of flurries and a risk of snow squalls tonight in Marystown. Lows on the Avalon and Burin Peninsulas around -5 overnight, but with those northwest winds gusting to 50 kilometers per hour, it's going to feel cooler than advertised, closer to -14. Partly cloudy skies across Gander and Grand Falls, Windsor. A chance of flurries tonight, a low of -10, but feeling more like -20. For the west coast, flurries, blowing snow over exposed areas, and a risk of snow squalls for Corner Brook. In terms of amounts, about 2 centimeters, except up to 5 centimeters in squalls. Westerly winds gusting to 50 kilometers per hour, a low of -6, but feeling more like -14. For St. Anthony, a chance of overnight flurries, a low of -12, but feeling more like -22. For Happy Valley, Goose Bay, Nain and Cartwright tonight, partly cloudy skies with westerly winds gusting to 60 kilometers per hour along north coast. Lows between -11 and -14, but with the wind chill, it's going to be feeling more like -23. In Labrador City, a chance of flurries, a low of -19, and with the wind chill, it will be feeling like -28, and with that, it means a risk of frostbite, and that risk remains tomorrow in Labrador West. It's going to be sunny and cold, -15 is the daytime high, but it will be feeling more like -28 tomorrow morning. Sun and cloud for Nain and Happy Valley, Goose Bay, highs of -7, but feeling cooler, more like in the -20s first thing tomorrow morning. For Cartwright, breezy north winds with a chance of afternoon flurries, a high of -8 and wind chill value of -23. For St. Anthony, sun and cloud, a high of -6, but feeling more like -22. For the west coast tomorrow, flurries with blowing snow early in the morning, westerly winds gusting to 50 kilometers per hour, a high of -5, but with the wind chill, it's going to be feeling more like -13. For Central, sunny, cool and breezy, a high of -7, but feeling more like -14. And for St. John's and Marystown, a mix of sun and cloud. It's going to be cool and also breezy with those northwest winds gusting to 60 kilometers per hour. Temperatures steady near -4, but with the wind chill, it will feel more like -14. And now for a quick look ahead to your long range and into your New Year's Eve forecast. For eastern Newfoundland, a calm Friday, then rain for both New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, Saturday and Sunday. Similar forecast for western Newfoundland. We're looking at periods of rain for both New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, Saturday and Sunday. For central, New Year's Eve starts with daytime flurries and or showers, then periods of rain Saturday night and Sunday for your New Year's Eve and day. And for Labrador, daytime periods of snow Saturday, then cloudy skies for your New Year's evening, cloudy in the west, and a mix of sun and cloud in the east for your New Year's Day Sunday. And that's a look at your forecast. Well, that wraps up Here and Now for tonight. We're finishing up early so that you can enjoy some holiday programming from CBC NL. This is called Holiday House. We'll see you tomorrow evening.
status, right?
We've already been scanning.
Yes.
For all of them.
Yeah.
So we still have it. And you made it to go down, so we go down, so
Yeah.
flat.
Ukrainians' Christmas season lasts for way longer. Like, we don't end on the Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. It carries on for another like several weeks out. In fact, almost 40 days after that. And we have different kinds of winter carols. So some of them are the Christian kind of carols that talk about the story of what happened in Bethlehem. But lots of them are left over from pre-Christian times. And the songs are kind of like special incantations. So you'll probably recognize the most famous kind of Ukrainian winter carol. It's the one that sounds da 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 dum ba da da dum, known as Carol of the Bells in the West, but in Ukraine it's got nothing to do with bells whatsoever. So it's saying this special bird is going to come fly to your house and bring you good luck, and you'll have the most beautiful wife, the smartest kids, the best harvest, all the best food on your table, everything like that. So.
Щедрик, щедрик, щедрівочка, прилетіла ластівочка. Стала собі щебетати, господаря викликати. Вийди, вийди, господарю, подивишся на кошарю. А мовочки навколись, а янички народились. Тебе товар весь хороший, будеш мати мірко грошей, хоч не грошей, а полова. Тебе жінка чорноброва, щедрик, щедрик, щедрівочка, прилетіла ластівочка. Щедрик, щедрівочка, прилетіла ластівочка. Щедрик, щедрик, щедрівочка, прилетіла ластівочка.
Oh, we're rolling? Okay.
present in the past. I'm a silhouette, I don't know ya. I'm walking over broken glass. I'm crying over photographs. Broken frames, broken dreams. Cause every day without you is the longest night of my life. I'm sorry that I hurt you. Girl, I know that I shouldn't have lied. And I know you tried. Said, walk away, broken boy. Oh, I never knew I needed time from you. And I said, yeah, I know you were right. I was wrong, I won't fight you. No, no, baby. 'Cause everything about you was the happiest part of my life. Without you, so you know that I had to try to get you back, baby. Yeah, yeah. I wanna try. I wanna try. Try, yeah, yeah. I wanna try, yeah, yeah. Woo!
Hi, Baraka. It's great hearing your original music. I was going to ask you about sort of holiday kind of traditions in Tanzania. Are there holiday kind of activities that go on there?
Yes, it's a little bit different. Christmas is different in Tanzania. First of all, fun fact, I don't think I've ever had a Christmas tree in my house before. It's just never been a thing. It doesn't snow down there, so Christmas trees aren't really big. But if you walk into a shop, they're gonna have like Christmas decorations everywhere. And a big sort of tradition, I'd say, in many homes in Tanzania is share a meal with your family and friends. So typically, a staple in my home is we'd have like a barbecue goat every Christmas. We all get together, everybody's in there. And I remember when I was younger, we used to watch The Sound of Music every single Christmas. So that's a little tradition for me.
Until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, thou rod of Jesse, free. give them victory o'er the grave. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come thou day spring, come and cheer thy spirit by thine advent here. Disperse the dark and gloomy night, and pierce the clouds and bring us light. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
We're here with the lovely ladies of Flower Hill. It's Andrea Monroe, Sherry Ryan, Maria Cherwick. I just want to ask you guys, was music a big part of the holiday season?
For me, definitely. My dad was a classical pianist and my brother was, and they kind of stuck to that. But at Christmas, they'd break out the cheesiest, most fun Christmas songs they could think of. And there was always music on the go and singing. It's a big part of it.
And Sherry, I know your family, they all like to sing, don't they?
Yeah, I think when I was around teenage years, we started to have a Christmas night party at our house, and it would always be a lot of singing, all ages, that kind of thing.
We don't need to ask you because we know what you do for Christmas.
leaves have gently fallen and the nights are closing in, and the autumn winds are all but gone. Another year is nearly over and I'm older though it seems. This Christmas I'll be coming home. But this time of year it brings me back to when I was a child. All the memories of trimming trees and dinner on the boil. Oh, that little town in Newfoundland brought joy from year to year, where the waters gleam with Christmas cheer. So let's get the kids in line and leave our worries behind, for tomorrow will be Christmas Day. Let's take a ride, find peace of mind, where the boats shine bright with the lights in Port of Grey. People come from all around, all for a chance to see the boats all laced in green and red. For me it's been a while, can't help but smile, the family's hand in hand, for a picture on this night we won't forget. So let's get the kids in line and leave our worries behind, for tomorrow will be Christmas Day. And let's take a ride, find peace of mind, where the boats shine bright with the lights in Port of Grey. They string every line with care and pride. The harbor's alive as they roll with the tides. The lights may fade, but the memories remain. For the more things change, the more they stay the same. So let's get the kids in line and leave our worries behind. Tomorrow will be Christmas Day. Let's spend some time and find peace of mind with the lights in Port of Grey. So let's get the kids in line and leave our worries behind, for tomorrow will be Christmas Day. Let's take a ride, find peace of mind, where the boats shine bright with the lights in Port of Grey.
Was music like a big part, or Christmas music a big part of your growing up experience?
Yeah, Christmas in general was big in my house, and still is for that matter. But one of my earliest memories is kind of my dad would make Christmas ornaments in the shed out of plywood.
Oh, yes.
Cut them out, paint them, put lights in them and stuff, and I was there maybe at 3 or 4 years old, you know, pretending to do something. But it's one of my earliest memories. So yeah, Christmas is always a big time of year in our house.
And was music a big part of that too?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like back in, there's videos of me with a little pretend guitar, you know, pretending to sing and play. And once again, I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that there was something about Christmas music that really attracted me to it and to the season, you know, just in general. So.
Patrick, was there any big Christmas traditions in your family?
Yeah,
or?
a lot of music. Going to, like, of course, being in elementary school or whatever, we always had Christmas concert was always a big deal. So you started rehearsing for that in October or something like that, and that was always kind of a big deal. And of course, you know, Blue Christmas, and you know, and my sister played piano and I played fiddle and stuff along with her. And my mom used to sing. And
there's one song I remember I did at the one Christmas concert, Winter Wonderland. I think and there's a big key change in it, right? And I was like 10 or 12, and it took me forever to try to figure it out. But
not much has changed, Brett.
No, exactly.
Still gets tangly from time to time, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
My sister one year gave me a cassette tape of the Beatles' Revolver, but she put it in a big box that would have fit a furniture model TV, you know. So this is sitting by the mantle all Christmas. I'm going, what's in the big box? Oh my God, you know. And then there was a rubber boot in there, and just all this junk, you know, that I had to go through until I got to the Beatles tape, you know. So I remember that one, yeah.
Baby, ain't no drag, heaven in the little thing. Lebanese hash in a little clip bag, heaven in the little thing. Heaven, heaven, heaven in the little things, alright. Heaven, heaven, heaven in the little things. She liked the simple life, heaven in the little thing. Well, I ain't dumb, so I made her my wife, heaven in the little thing. Heaven, heaven, heaven in the little thing. Heaven, heaven, heaven in the little thing. Look out.
'Twas the night before Christmas, 7 o'clock. A rusty old dragger ties up at the dock. She's rigged out in lights from her stem to her stern to spend Christmas Eve in St. John. All the sailors are tired, lonely and bored. A piece of dry land is all they're longing for. But their hearts are away on some foreign shore this Christmas Eve in St. John's. Bovis Festus, Feliz Navidad. In a faraway country, a young girl is sad. Oh, it's the night before Christmas, and she misses her dad, spending Christmas Eve in St. John's. Like the Magi that traveled from the east long ago, up to the hilltop, to Mass they'd all go. Their Lady of Fatima, she waits for them there this Christmas Eve in St. John's. They hear the old carols sung when they were young, but they don't sound the same sung in this foreign tongue. Their hearts are warm, but their eyes tell the tale this Christmas Eve in St. John's. Bovis Festus, Feliz Navidad. In a faraway country, a young girl is sad. It's the night before Christmas, and she misses her dad, spending Christmas Eve in St. John's. Now it's back to the ships, the sailors all go to Crutchpie, Porto, and new fallen snow. And soon it's back to the fish they must go this Christmas Eve in St. John's. Bovis Festus, Feliz Navidad. In a faraway country, a young girl is sad. Oh, it's the night before Christmas, and she misses her dad, spending Christmas Eve in St. John's. Spending Christmas Eve in St. John's.
Everyone is sleeping safely, don't know what I'm thinking lately. Thoughts get tucked away in the busy day-to-day. Wrap the presents, hang the stockings, light the fire, done with talking. Feelings coming through, thinking gentle thoughts of you. The tides of time move out and in, it's just a sea we're swimming in. I see you in every season. And on the days I find it hard to find my way, thinking of your love gives me reason. Spring comes round again with promises of new beginnings. Summer days flow, running home under streetlight glow. Fall brings quiet contemplation. nothing new. The kids are fine, and I am too. But I miss you most of all. At Christmas time. Thoughts of you sometimes seem so far, but your love shines like David's star at Christmas time. 9 whole years since you've been gone, and Christmases they carry on. Mom, she sold the house, she lives in a condo now. Your grandson, he looks just like you, and like you, he loves Christmas too. And we still sing the songs you sang us. The spring comes round again with promises of new beginnings. The summer days flow, running home under streetlight glow. Fall brings quiet contemplation. I guess there's nothing new. The kids are fine, and I am too. But I miss you most of all. I remember you, but I miss you most of all. At Christmas time.
Зелена яблінь, червоні ябка зродила, стерегла її гречна япона зелена. Зелена яблінь, червоні ябка зродила, гречна япона на ім'я Маруся зелена. Зелена яблінь, червоні ябка зродила. Прийшов до неї милий своєї зелена. Зелена яблінь, червоні ябка зродила. Дівко Марусю, зірви яблочко зелена. Зелена яблінь, червоні ябка зродила. Спершу я тобі держу зелена. Зелена яблінь, червоні ябка зродила. За твоя дочку пива нам бочку зелена. Зелена яблінь, червоні ябка зродила. За твою жарту горівки кварту зелена. Зелена червоні ярко зродила, зелена яблуня